Hey guys, back on this Galaxie today. Bought ourselves a nice new battery for it. So we're going to throw that in and just see if it wants to fire. So a bunch of you are quite concerned about the hood and how it was seized. We've given it a liberal coating of PB Blast and it's all working lovely now. Cross that little one off our list. Let's throw the battery in. This is kind of a curiosity thing as much as anything. You know, we need to clean the terminals and stuff like that. But we're just throwing it in there. And honestly, part of the reason is we don't want to push this into the shop. It weighs like 46 tonne. So I think it'll start and it'll limp in the garage, in the workshop. We'll be happy. No, let's give it a try. Here's something. It's actually got a neutral safety switch. So I don't think the pump brake's going to hold it. But it might. Oh yeah, the pump brake will hold it. See, it won't start in gear. Which is kind of a good thing. Still won't start. Okay guys, I think they call that an epic fail. It's not working. We're going to have to do a bit more work on it. I'll be back in a second. So, a little bit of testing. Pretty quickly figured out the starter solenoid was the reason it's not cranking. So we're throwing a new one of those on there. Let's see what happens. Well, the towel's actually not on the seat to protect the seat, is to protect my skin from peeling off on the black vinyl. Right. Well, it cranks. Well, chances are there's no fuel in the carburetor, so let's just cheat a little bit. Just so happens we've got a little bit of gasoline standing by. Let's see if that helps the problem. Doesn't sound like it's sparking too much. Let's check that out. Just your basics. You need air, which we got. You need fuel, which we got by pouring some down there, and you need spark. It's just the basics of how engines run. So let's turn the ignition back on. Just jumping the starter solenoid here. Yeah, there's nobody home. So we got no spark, so that's our missing ingredient. So I'll do a few more checks and we'll be back in another moment. Okay, so I'm just taking a test light, seeing if we've got power, which we do. We've got power over here. We've got power here. We've got power there. So, and even if you turn the motor to where the points are closing, so we got power here, we got nothing over here. We're getting no contact across the points. You should be able to open those and actually have a little spark jump. So they're just plain old dirty with looking up. You zoom in on that camera. They're just old and nasty. Now normally I'd just take them out and replace them. Wouldn't mess around. But we've got an electronic distributor coming for this car. So all we're really trying to do today is just get it running so we can drive it from here to there. So it's really just a little bit of sandpaper folded in half, and we're just going to work that back and forward a little bit. Just until we can kind of clean them up a little bit. If it doesn't make a contact, it won't jump a spark. There's nowhere for it to, with no contact, there's nowhere for the spark to jump. Getting a spark. No, it's not happening, guys. So the moral of this story really is that all those videos you see where the guys jump in them after 20 years, throw a battery and a bit of fuel at it and they just start up. Yeah, in the real world it doesn't really work like that. So I don't think this girl's going to play tonight, but hey, we tried. What we're going to have to do is strap Barry to the front of it and make him pull it into the shop. I think that's the bad news, Barry. We'll try a little bit more. The points gap is kind of there or thereabouts, but doesn't want to go. Oh, we had a little spark there. Briefly we had a little spark. Whether you can hear that or not. It's actually trying to spark. I'm going to keep cleaning these a little bit more. I think we might have a chance still. Back in a moment. Persevered a little bit more cleaning these points up. Did hit it with a bit of carbon choke cleaner. Now guys, seriously, if you do that, it gets rid of some of the dirt and stuff on there. Make sure you give it time to air out. It's very flammable. I've actually been there when someone's put the cap on too soon, fired it up, and the spark has lit the carbon choke cleaner and just blows the cap completely apart. Not a good deal. So yeah, spray it, give it a bit of a clean, give it 5 minutes, which we've been able to do, and let's crank it, see if we got some spark. Yep, probably You may not be able to see it on camera, but that is sparking a little bit. So, let's give it another try, guys. It's on. Now I've got a good little toy here. It's just a little button that you hook to your solenoid and you can crank it. Ooh, you hear that? Look at that! It runs! Will it keep running? That's the thing. I don't know whether the thing's got fuel in it, whether it's capable of pulling fuel up to the carburetor. It's still going though. So that's about how long it takes to get an engine running in the real world. And that really doesn't sound too bad, does it, Aaron?
No. We cut a few times here and there, but how long did it take us?
Oh, I guess it's taken half an hour, real time. And that's not on the fuel, that's running off its own back, that's not the fuel I poured down. Let's clear all this stuff off and we'll pull it inside.
Yeah, you're good. It's a big car.
Right, well fortunately the park brake works, or the e-brake, if you want to call it. That helped us. Right, let's get her up in the air and see what secrets she has holding beneath. So we've got this Behemoth in the air. Let's have a look around. Okay, so the fuel tank, someone's painted it. My initial reaction was, oh, it doesn't look too bad. But when you look close, this is little, if you can see it, little solder repairs here, where someone's been soldering up the tank all the way across the bottom. And there's a really big one just over here. This is a big solder repair. So once we start driving this around, or the customer starts driving it around, using it a bit more, getting the fuel sloshing around in there, there's a very good chance these are going to start leaking again, because the crud builds up in this seam here. It's right in the middle at the bottom, at the lowest point. So the crud and stuff builds up in here and just, you know, eats through the tank. So really we're going to go, we need to put that on the shopping list for a fuel tank. He's had some repairs. He's had a piece of floor section put in through here. And you can see it's been cut and joined here. Yeah, and that goes right through to the back. Haven't seen these for a while. Gabriel Hijackers. Who remembers Gabriel Hijackers? Brake lines, the hard lines, a bit of surface rust on them, but just very light. The brake hoses they're quite dry and cracked, so we'll be replacing those. We got to dive in and do all the brakes. Obviously it had no brakes, but we'll go through, put wheel cylinders on it, shoes and stuff if it needs it. You know, hey, it's got flaws in it, which is good. Check this out, Barry. Something's funny been going on here. There's some very amateur looking welding here. And a cut through here and a gap. Not quite sure what's gone on here, but something has gone on. There's a join here, right through here. But I'm not honestly sure whether that's a factory join or someone's overlap. I'm not seeing any bot welds in there. And lo and behold, we got the same deal on this side. These nasty welds all around this floor support, and no weld at all here. So that's something that's going to need to be addressed somewhere down the line. The car is a full frame car, so that helps. If this was a unibody car, I'd be more concerned about that, but it is full frame. And saying that, again, with the Ford, the Chevy, whatever, the engineers put this stuff in because they believed it needed it. So it should really be repaired properly, but we can, at the moment we're trying to get this running for the guy so he can kind of play with it a little bit over the balance of summer and see if he falls in love with it or not. And then he can go from there.
Patch over here in the tunnel.
Oh yeah, we got a little weird kind of patch up here. It's got a story to tell. I'm not sure what the story is just yet, but it's got a story to tell. We may never know. But yeah, we got a little bit of rust going up here and kind of close to the driver's left foot there. I think whoever restored it last or worked on it last, put any body mounts on it, they look pretty good for the age of the car. But it's a pretty clean, unmolested car. Like, how often do you see this? The rubber boot's a bit dried and cracked on the clutch fork, but hey, it's there. You know, these are usually long gone. So, you know, like most of these old girls, they've got some strong points and some not so strong points. I mean, under the battery here is, you know, that's really prone to rusting out bad underneath the battery from the acid coming down, and that's good. So yeah, we're gonna blow the brakes apart on it, get this old girl so it can stop, throw some plugs and electronic ignition at it, change the oil, bit of routine stuff, get some new tyres on it because they're in a very sad state, and we'll get her out on the road for a drive. We'll do a top-down summer little cruise once we get it running, make sure she's going properly, and we'll be on to the next one. So yeah, we'll come back to you with this one when we've done all that. We'll take you all guys on a little test drive with it. We'll take Kiwi Kev out in it and get the wind through his hair, and we'll have some fun. All right, see you next time, guys.